Welcome, everybody, to Blair Youth Sports Complex as we have a home game. It is the very first Blair Bear softball game right here in Blair, and so they're hosting the Wayne Blue Devils and getting ready for a great season before us. Want to say a quick thank you to all the sponsors, part of the BSDN Live, as well as supporting the scoreboards and the Blair Bear Athletics. Want to say thank you to McKinnis, Great Plains Communications, as well as RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson and Jackson, Blair Eye Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, Woodhouse Auto Family, Sid Dillon also being a part of this. So again, thank you to all the sponsors. You can see them in the upper, what color? Yeah, it's upper left hand corner of our scoreboard screen. Everybody's a little different sometimes, but yeah, thank you to those guys for helping bring this to you. I know that if you are part of the softball situation, you can watch this through Game Changer. But for everybody else, we have it free right here. Call the game and being able to bring you the activities of the Blair Bears. Coming up again tonight, it is the Blair Bears ladies softball versus Wayne. Earlier today, the lady golf team they took on Arlington right here at home. We'll get you more results on that a little bit later on. The softball team travels starting tomorrow for an invitational at Bellevue as the first round are going to face off against Millard West. And then they will find out who they face off against later on into Saturday, as well as the Bellevue East Invitational continues on. And then come back home on the 24th versus Scott Catholic. Tomorrow night, don't forget, there's going to be the Blair Community Schools Foundation Family Fun Night. Doors open at 5 o'clock at the high school. Krantz Field, bounce houses. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be free hot dogs from WCB. Some free popcorn from RVR Bank. Free water from Taylor's. Will be there as well. And then at 5:30, volleyball scrimmage is going to be taking place. Then at 7 o'clock, the football scrimmage, getting a look at how everything is going to be heading into this new season. Yeah, school just started and we are already back on air. So thank you again, everybody, for being a part of this. Well, I am Kelly Johnson. Brian Abraham's not able to be a part of this year. He took a new job, and well, unfortunately, he has a little bit of buildup on that new job. So hopefully, we will see him back sometime soon. But again, at this point in time, congratulations on the new job to Brian Abrahams. Dallas, he's joining me here today as he's running the controls, making sure everything comes your way. And we have a beautiful, beautiful, absolutely perfect evening before us. And yeah, sirens in the background, so pray for whatever is going on there. But let's see. It's 82 degrees and a slight south breeze, 5 to 7 miles per hour. So absolutely perfect night for beginning softball season. So again, as we continue on here in just a few minutes, the ladies are all gathering around and getting ready. We haven't seen the umpires out here yet. The JV game, it just ended a little bit ago, so everybody's kind of moved over from the RVR Bank field over to the WCB field, and so we will look forward to this game coming up here in just a little bit. Again, a great crowd coming out. A lot of fans from the Blue Devils making the trek over. And then, of course, the Purple Blair Bears. They are in full force here today. So, again, let's go ahead and at this point in time, we really can't talk about stats or records or anything like that. But the one thing we do know for the Blair Bears, fantastic season last year. And the year before that, playing in the championship game for state. And this year, heavy on the seniors as they actually have 8 seniors out of the whole roster. So again, I think the seniors on this team have something to prove as they want to go and get that championship title this year. And so looking at the games ahead. So we only have a couple months until October with the NSAA Class B softball sub districts. And so then the championships on October 14th, 15th, 16th, and 19th out in Hastings. Looking forward to getting out there. Always entertaining when we get to go out to Hastings because the wind is like 900 miles an hour. And so the balls end up going into other fields. It's kind of strange. But we're looking forward to making that trek again this year with the Blair Bears. Am I calling that already in this season? Sure, why not? We have they have the talent, they have the they have the experience, and again, they have the drive. So we'll see. Now, again, let's take a look at some of the players here. So for the Blue Devils, we have Courtney Robert Jr., McKinley McGuire Jr., Anna Ducher Jr., Olivia Kestling Jr., as well as Olivia Brando Jr., Sydney Nelson Jr., and then looking at the seniors, not a lot of seniors as I go through here. Actually, I'm only seeing one senior on their team, and that is Lily Goebbels. Then we go into the sophomores, kind of light on the sophomores, Regan McManigal, Zoe Boellis, Avery Alber, and that is it for the sophomores. And then we get a couple of freshmen in there, Alyssa Barganoltz, as well as Addie Hayes, Gracie Janke, and Lorelei Sorensen, Lucy Ocampo, Sadie Fredrickson, and Penelope Zavada Coop. Now looking over for the Blair Bears, we have Olivia Bacon, a sophomore, Amelia Hall, a senior, Ava Wacker, a freshman, Lainey Brown, a senior, Alanya Welt, a senior, Reagan Battler, a senior, Hadley Schuth, a sophomore, Parker Stephen, a junior, Taylor Munger, a senior, Mia McLean, a senior, Caitlin O'Neill, a senior, Casey Mertz, a sophomore, Jency Knapp, a junior, Tatum Macklin, a senior, Ty Hall, a sophomore, and Taya Templar, a junior. So some of the underclassmen are going to get in here and get some experience, but again, very senior heavy on the Blair Bear squad. Well, here comes the coach. So for the Blue Devils, head coach is Kylie Koch, and assistant coach is Jack Belt. And here comes Kylie as she is coming out to meet head coach Jennifer Fangmeyer. And so as they meet the officials, and here comes the national anthem as we get ready to play ball. Okay. We can take a moment there because they want the officials said, yeah, can we hold off just a little bit? We're kind of making a little bit of a discussion here. So just one moment on that. Again, it's the opening day jitters. Everybody's got it. And so there we go. Again, let's talk about, as we wait for this to wrap up, sponsors. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner as we see Woodhouse Auto Family and ANG, WCB, Great Plains Communications, SCI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson, RVR Bank. We also want to say thank you to, let's see, we'll get through, there we go, Woodhouse Auto Family. And who else am I missing? McInnes, yes, and Great Plains Communications and RVR Bank. Can't forget those guys. So again, all making it possible for us to be able to broadcast all the home games, districts, and we can go to state this year. We have credentials. NSAA is giving us ability, the green light, to be able to cover all the way to the finish. So it's going to be exciting, going to be fun, and it's going to be exhausting. Let's just so again, looking forward to a great season as we get ready to play ball. The field is looking really good. Actually, I was going to comment on that. The infield, the dirt is really nicely manicured. By the end of the season, it's going to take a pretty good beating. But the past few days with all the rains, the city has done a great job of maintenance. But the grass has greened up, I tell you what. And it is ready to go. And we're still waiting for the officials who's going through and talking about everything at this point. Now, being the first game of the season could be a couple of ways that this is played out. Now, obviously, both teams going to come in, try to play their hardest. Oftentimes in this situation, it is the run rule is actually not in play, so they do play all 7 innings. But we'll see how the umpires play this out, or if we get to that point in time. So we're looking forward to that, to see everything like that. I believe it is 10 runs at the 5th as a run rule, or 8 runs at the 6th, and otherwise you go full 7. The bats will be led off by, obviously, Wayne Blue Devils, as they are the away team. Bottom of the inning will be the Blair Bears at bat. Looks like they're wrapping everything up and getting ready to go. Got to clean off the plate, or what's left of it. It's kind of a divot at this point in time, if you look at that. Crowd keeps coming in, though. It is an amazing display of support for the Blair Bears. Okay, now it is time for the national anthem. Everybody rise, please. All right, the national anthem is complete, and all we have to do is say, play ball.
For your lineup of the visitors. Batting first, Courtney Ruber.
Courtney Ruber is leading off for the.
Number 9, Avery Abler.
Then we're going to
Number
Avery
2,
Abler.
Kenley McGuire. Number 34,
Kenley McGuire.
Number 8, Lily Johnson.
Number 8, Lily
Number
Johnson.
6,
Zoe Boas.
Number 13,
Sydney Nelson.
Number 4, Avery Kistler.
Avery Kessler.
Number 3, Anna Dutcher.
Anna Dutcher.
Number 5, Reagan McManger.
Reagan McManger.
And now the time for the starting lineup of your home Bears.
So starting lineup for the Bears.
Batting first, number 8, Lainey Brown.
Lainey Brown leading off.
Number 21, Mia McLean.
Mia McLean, second position.
Number 22, Caitlin O'Neill.
O'Neill, third.
Number 18, Taylor Munger.
Taylor Munger, fourth.
Number 33, Tatum Macklin.
Tatum Macklin.
Number 14,
14,
Blatter.
Reagan Blattert.
Number 7, Emmy Hall.
Emmy Hall.
Number 28, Genesee Knapp.
Genesee Knapp.
Number 44, Taya Templer.
Kayla Templer. Which some of these, they've changed some of the numbers around. So there we go. Play ball, and so now we'll see, I believe, Tatum Macklin might be pitching leadoff. We'll see. As she was called in that lineup, and she is a pitcher, so she actually works for us. Tatum Macklin is one of the editors that helped put in together just the facts. In fact, she just wrapped that up for us today, got that out. So again, scholar, a great student, and a great athlete, and works really hard. And behind the plate is Genesee Knapp is going to be so Tatum to Genesee. Taking a look over at first is Reagan Blattert. Second is Mia McCain. Shortstop. If I can see her turnaround, you can see the numbers. We'll find out here soon enough. We'll get the rest of the lineup. They didn't provide us with a lineup, but so third base is Taylor Munger. Leadoff batter again for the Blue Devils, Courtney Robert. Wind up. The first pitch is on the way, and that's low, and that's ball one. Step back in the batting box. Wind up. Pitch. Swing, and that gets sent out into right center field. It's actually a great place, almost to the fence. And good throw in, just not quite in time, but that is an infield double for leadoff batter Courtney Robert. Next on the lineup is Avery Abler. Wind up the pitch, and that one is just a little inside for a ball one. Abler taking a timeout, looking for. Oh. Actually, the runner, so Robert, having to switch out gloves. Showing bunt, and the bunt is almost caught, but out of foul ball range, so that is considered a foul ball. So that's 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. But Munger came up and almost had that one snagged. Wind up the pitch, and that one's low. 2-1. Knapp charging out, seeing if she can catch Robert off of the base at second. Tatum with the wind up the pitch. Swing, and that is fouled. So 2-2. Count goes even. A little bit of haze out there, so the sun is kind of filtered out. That makes it really nice, but nobody's really staring into it in the way this field is laid out. Wind up the pitch, and that is swung on, picked up by second base. The throw over to first is in time. So McCain able to get it over to Blattert, being able to get the first out. But that does, the sacrifice moves Robert over to the third base. So 1 out. I believe this is McGuire and the outside. So McGuire with the 1-0. Wind up next pitch, and that check swing not counted, so 2-0. In the stance, wind up the pitch, swing, and that's fouled over the first base dugout into the grass. So 2-1 is now the count as McGuire continues at bat. Okay, 1 out, runner on third. We're at the top of the first inning. Wind up pitch, swing, and that is past the shortstop. The throw to second. It's an RBI single. So that brings in a run for the Blue Devils, who strike first. Blue Devils now bring up Lily Googles, a senior for the team, stepping in to bat. Not seeing a lot of left-handed batters so far this year in the games that I've been at. This is actually the third game this season I've been. And that one's in there for a strike right across the inside edge of the plate. Nice placement of that one by Macklin. Wind up, next pitch delivered, swing, and that's fouled straight back. That brings up the 0-2. So 1 out, runner on first. 1 score came in. 2 hits, an RBI single and a infield double. Next pitch, swing, and that's fouled into the almost the field behind us. Off the first base side, but it keeps the count 0-2. Macklin with the pitch. That one's high and outside for a ball. So 1-2 is the count. Macklin checking the pitch. Set the pitch on the way. Swing, and that gets loped into right center field. Coming to second, coming home, and the throw is coming home, but it's off the mark all the way to the fence. Macklin comes and picks it up at the fence, throws out to third, but not in time. So an error causes the runner to move to third. So coming out to talk to Macklin, calm her down. Again, this is the first opening pitching session of the year. The Blue Devils are finding the gaps right now and put the score ahead 2-0. We're still at the top of the first inning. 1 out, runner now on third. Coming up to bat is Lily Johnson, the junior for the Blue Devils. Good conversation by the coach, but of course had to be marked down by the home plate umpire. I think you only get a couple of those. All right, pitch on the way, and that one is a little bit low. Knapp making sure runner at third stays there. The 1-0. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. There we go, 1-1. Macklin with the pitch on the way, and that one is low. 2-1 is the count to Lily Johnson. Wind up pitch, swing, and that's foul down the first base line, and count goes even at 2. So shortstop is Caitlin O'Neill, by the way. For the Blair Bears. So there we go. Macklin with the pitch on the way, swing, and that's fouled off the fence. Keeps the count even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, runner on third. Wayne up 2-0, top of the first inning. Wind up the pitch, and that one's just a little low on the outside edge of the plate. Count is full. Payoff pitch on the way. On the way, swing, and that is chipped foul down the first base line. Keeps the count full. Back to the payoff pitch. Macklin looking to get the strikeout. Pitch on the way, and that one's high. That one is right on the outside edge at the numbers. So that is the first strikeout for Macklin of the season. So that's 2 outs. Runner on third, wind up the pitch, and that one's a nice strike right there as Zoe Bowles at bat. So the 0-1, pitch on the way, and that one's high. Counts 1-1. Next pitch being delivered, swung on. That was chipped back, so the count is now 1-2 with 2 outs. Macklin checking the pitch, wind up, it's on its way, swing and a miss, and that is the second strikeout right there. 2 runs, 1 error, 2 hits, and that is the completion of the top of the first inning. Wayne leading the way 2-0 over the Blair Bears, but the Blair Bear bats coming your way right in a moment. Let's go ahead, and as we check out, make sure everything is set up for the camera. The camera views brought to us by all of our sponsors. McKinnis Heating and McKinnis Roofing, Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SCI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson Consulting, as well as Blair Eye Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, Woodhouse Auto Family. We want to again say thank you to all of the sponsors that are a part of the Blair Bears as they help support the Blair Bear Athletics, the scoreboard, and to be able to bring you all of the home games, districts, state. Yeah, we'll take it all the way there for you right here on bsdnlive.com. For the Blue Devils, looking at the mound, Kinley McGuire, and she is going to be pitching to Avery Abler. Is that right, Abler? How do you pronounce that? Yeah. Oh, you're from Blair. Okay. So leadoff batter for the Bears, Lainey Brown, stepping up to bat. McGuire checking the wrist for the pitch. Wind up, and the pitch is being delivered, and that one's in there for a called strike. Brown waiting for the next pitch. Wind up, the delivered, that is pop foul off the fifth. So 0-2 is the count. Leadoff batter for the Bears. Next pitch coming in, that one's high. 1-2. Doesn't break at all. That one just keeps floating. Good speed on the pitch, though. Line up the pitch on the way. Swing, and that is sent out to right field and waiting for that right into the glove for the first out. That comes up Mia McLean is stepping up to bat. Also a senior for the Bears. A left-handed batter, so we might see a slapper happen at this point in time. Haven't seen that happen so far this year, so that one's low and outside for ball one. McGuire gets the call, sets. The windup's on the way, and that one stays high. 2-0 is the count. Settled in, waiting for the pitch. It's on its way. Swing, and that's fouled over the fence of the third base dugout. 2-1 with one out, nobody on base. Bottom of the first inning, Bears down by 2. Pitch on the way, slapping, and that one is fouled back, so that is strike number 2. So that slap is the reason for it is to be able to get a couple extra steps like you're already running towards the base to be able to go. But and you can do that when you're left-handed. Can't do that when you're right, otherwise you're running into the ball. Slap and run, and perfect hit right into center field. Dropped in right into the grass for a base hit. Now stepping into bat is Caitlin O'Neill. One out, runner on first. O'Neill waiting for the first pitch, and that one's high and outside for ball one. Pitch now on the way, and that one is low and out of the hand and sliding into second base. So now runner stole second. So Brown on second. And 2-0 is the count. Wind up the pitch, and that one's high and outside. 3-0. Brown goes back to the second. O'Neill able to choose her pitches now. Wind up the pitch is on its way, and that one's called strike. So it's 3-1. She can relax and still take her time. Ahead on the count. Wind up the pitch. Swing, and that is loped out into right field and in the hands, but tagging. Brown is able to slide forward to third. So the sacrifice puts a run at third base. Taylor Munger now stepping up to bat. So 2 outs, runner on third. Bears looking to bring in a run and keep this going. Bottom of the first inning. Wind up, and that pitch goes all the way. Slide, and she was able to make it in, so that was a home steal as the pitch just went all the way back to the fence. Brown able to slide in and get the score. Now it's 2-1. And the count is 1-0 to Munger. Wind up, the pitch on the way, and that is pop foul over the first baseline. And so now the count's 1-1 with 2 outs. McGuire with a pitch on the way, and that one is a little bit low. And that's 2-1. Next pitch being delivered. Swing, and that is sent out to right field and into the glove. That right fielder has pretty much gotten all 3 outs there to this inning. But the Bears were able to get somebody around. Brown got all the way around and brought in a run. Now it is the Blue Devils ahead, 2-1 going to the top of the second inning. Again, thank you everybody for joining us at the Blair Youth Sports Complex as we bring you the first home game for the Blair Bears as they face off against the Blue Devils. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors that are a part of the Blair Bear Booster Club sponsors. McKinnis, sheet metal and roofing. Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson, Blair I Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, Woodhouse Auto Family. Again, I want to say thank you to all of them for being a part of our broadcast, part of the athletics department, and a part of all of sports and activities right here at the Blair Bears. Coming up tomorrow night, don't forget, everybody's invited to come on out to the Blair High School as we will have the Family Fun Night brought to us by the Blair Community Schools Foundation. I believe that's Sydney Nelson is at bat for the Blue Devils, and that's a 1-0, as that was a little low. Macklin in the circle. Pitch on the way, and that one's chip foul. 1-1. Again, the Family Fun Night has a lot of activities. We'll talk more about that as we continue on. Next one, that is chip foul down the third base line. So that puts us at a 1-2 for Sydney Nelson. Having to make the trek back to the home plate, pick up the bat. So 1-2, leadoff batter for the top of the second inning. Pitch on the way, and just a hair outside. That one was right there. Counts even at 2. Wind up, next pitch, swing, and that is chipped over, picked up by the second base. The throw over to first is in time for the out. That's what you need to do. You trust your infielders. They can make the plays for you. That's what makes up the team. So 1 down. Stepping into the batting box is Olivia Kessling, a junior for the Blue Devils. Next pitch, and that one's right in there for a strike. So she's standing pretty tall, leaving a very large and tall box to be able to for Macklin to pitch into. Wind up the next pitch, and that one's high, swung on anyway, so that is 0-2. Macklin ahead on the count, 0-2, wind up the pitch and swing and a miss, and that is strikeout number 3 for Macklin so far this game. So 2 outs, nobody on, and that's bringing up Anna Duscher. Thank you. That one's a little bit low as we continue on. So 1-0 is the count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, 1-1. Macklin getting into the groove, I think, at this point. Just like any time, his first inning is always going to be a little shaky. Wind up the pitch, and that one's low and outside. 2-1. Next pitch being delivered, swung on, and that gets loped into center field for a base hit. Good place, right? Right over the top of second base and into the grass. So with 2 outs, now a runner on first. And that brings up Courtney Robert. Junior is stepping into the batting box. So far for the Blue Devils, everybody's been a right-handed batter. Wind up, the pitch is in there, and nope, we called ball. From this angle, could have been about anywhere, but wind up. So Macklin back on, pitch on the way, swing, and that gets back out and through the second base glove. Now we have a squeeze and an error on the runner's part, causing the out as she gets past second base and stuck in the squeeze for the third out. Well, the Blair Bears were able to keep it 0 at the top of the second inning, and now their bat's going to come up here in just a little bit. Again, want to say thank you to all the sponsors, part of the Blair Bear Athletics Department, the Scoreboard, and BSDN Live right here on Blair Radio. McInnes Roofing, Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson and Associates, Blair I Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, and Woodhouse Auto Family, all great partners bringing you all of the games. You can watch them anytime you want on BSDN Live on YouTube. Go to the Blair Bears, as well as football and some of these other games. When we have better internet, we'll actually have it on the radio station as well. But we're going to be bringing it to you also district, sub-district, state. However far these players are able to take it, we'll be able to bring it to you right here. And stepping in, I believe this is actually Tatum Macklin stepping into the batting box. Wind up the pitch, and that is called strike to Tatum. Macklin back into the pitch, into the box. McGuire on the rubber, pitch on the way, and that one is hit by pitch. That is a first for the season right there. Macklin, ball rolls and just happens to hit the calf, and, well, she's like, yep, thumbs up, I'm good, no problem. I can take it. So with nobody out, runner on first, Blair Bears bats continuing on, wind up and fouled straight back. That is Blattert. Reagan Blattert stepping in, a senior. Again, all seniors have been playing so far for the Bears. Of course, they do have something to prove the past couple of years, going as far as they have. Playing in Omaha for the championship 2 years ago. Lined up, that's outside. Good snag right there by Abler for the Blue Devils, being able to keep that from going back. She kind of had to stretch on that one. Otherwise, we would have seen Macklin take off to second. Wind up the pitch on the way, and that hit goes down the first base line, and it is caught out of bounds. But that is the first out, so Macklin returns back to first base, and the Blair Bear bats continue with one down. Stepping up to bat is Amelia Hall, another senior. So far, only one left-handed batter has been seen so far today. Wind up the pitch, swing and a miss. 0-1 with one out. We're at the bottom of the second inning. Blue Devils lead the Bears 2-1. Wind up next pitch, bunt, and that is going foul. Count now even at 2. Or no. Nope. Yeah. Checking the ball field, but that's not quite accurate. So it is. Is it 2-1 or is it 2-2? Swing, and that is popped. Foul and at the fence, grabbed for the out. So 2 outs. Now not on the roster here. 24. I'm trying to remember. That one gets it right at the knees for a strike. So Genesee Knapp with the 0-1. Wind up next pitch. That one stays high. 1-1. Great crowd out here tonight. In fact, a perfect night for softball. Wind up in the pitch coming in, and that one is just a little bit inside. 2-1. Wind up the pitch, and that is a hit by pitch. That is a free base. So 2 hit by pitches this inning. Then those are the 2 runners that we have on play. Now we have Taya Templar, another lefty, stepping in. So runners at first and second. We do have a substitute runner coming out as Tildy Hall is coming out to run for Knapp. So Knapp going back so she can get all geared back up as a catcher. Hall running for her. Tatum on second. And at bat, we have Templar. Left-handed batter. Pitch is called strike on the outside edge of the bag. 0-1 is the count with 2 outs. Wind up that pitch, swing, and that's fouled back into the fence. 0-2. Next pitch being delivered, and that's high and outside. 1-2 is the count. Infield doing a good job of keeping the runners on the bags on first and second. Wind up next pitch, swing and a miss. And that retires the side. Again, no runs, no hits, no errors. 2 hit by pitches. That's what put people on base, stranding runners on first and second. And 2 complete. The Blue Devils hold on to the lead 2-1 over the Bears. You're watching and listening right here on bsdnlive.com, Blair Radio YouTube. 94.7 FM. We'll have the football and everything like that all around for you as we continue on. Again, don't forget to come out tomorrow night to the Blair High School parking lot. Krantz Field and the high school will be filled with bounce houses, free hot dogs by WCB, RVR Bank providing popcorn, Taylor's with water. A couple of food trucks will be there as well, and we'll be able to see the volleyball with air scrimmage and the football with air scrimmage. Doors open at 5 o'clock. Volleyball scrimmage is at 5:30. Football scrimmage at 7. Also, we will see the cheer, the dance, the band, cross country. They'll all be a part of that going on. Again, everybody come on out tomorrow. So Wayne back at bat and start on. We're back, I believe. Avery Abler is stepping up to bat as we continue on for the Blue Devils. Pitch is low, and that is ball one. 1-0. Again, thank you to McKinnis, Great Plains Communications, RBR Bank, SEI Security Equipment, Tax and Business Consultants. Next pitch swung on, and that is sent straight out into center field. Not having to go very far for it, able to reel it in for the first out. Now we're back at the top of the lineup. Kinley McGuire stepping up to bat for the Blue Devils with one out. Also want to say thank you to Jackson Associates, Blair Eye Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, and Woodhouse. That pitch is a little bit low for a ball one. 1-0 is the count with one out. Nobody on base. Wind up, pitch, swing, and that is grounded out. Second baseman picks it up. The throw over to first is without any issue for the out. 2 up, 2 down, and now we have at bat Lily Goebbels. Macklin with the pitch, and that one's on the outside edge, a little too far. Ball one. The height was just right, just a little too far on the outside. Next pitch on the way, and that one again outside. 2-0. Macklin gets the call. Wind up, pitch on the way, and that one's in there for a strike. 2-1. We're at the top of the third inning. Blue Devils ahead 2-1 over the Blair Bears. 2 out, nobody on base. Wind up, the pitch, and swing, and that is sent over to shortstop. The fielder's choice. Not throw over to first is plenty of time. So able to make the connection, get the 3 outs. And that wraps up the 2.5 innings right there. But the Wayne Blue Devils still hold the lead 2-1 over the Blair Bears. Dallas is doing a great job making sure we're keeping on track on the scoreboard and everything like that. Keeping me straight, making sure that I'm able to speak correctly on this. Again, say thank you to the sponsors, part of all of our broadcasts and a part of the Blair Bears, their scoreboards and being able to help with their athletics, the activities. That's McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal, Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson Associates, Blair Eye Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, Woodhouse Auto Family. The Blair Bears, after tonight, they will be on the road tomorrow, and they will also follow up on Saturday as it's the Bellevue East Invitational. They're going to be, first game that they will play is at noon versus Millard West. I believe it's a double elimination, and then figure out who they end up playing on Saturday as they continue that before coming home on, I believe it's that Monday, the 24th. Swing, and that's a great hit right there. Wrapping around the base, but Laney Brown with a hard smack into center field. Gone around the horn for the Blair Bears. Now Mia McLean, left-handed batter stepping in. Wind up the pitch, showing, and it's doing that slapping position with a bunt. And she does that really quick. If as long as she connects correctly, she is going to be able to get that bag. So that puts us with an 0-1. Stepping in, wind up showing the same thing, but pulls it back. So 1-1. So slapping bunt is what she's been showing the past couple. Wind up the pitch, and she is continuing to show slap, but that one stays high. So that puts us 2-1 with nobody out, runner on first. Wind up the pitch, slap, and that is popped up down the third base side. And does it drop in? No. Shortstop is able to reel it in as she gets almost to the third base line in the shallow grass for the out. So that one just hung in the air long enough. So one out, runner on first, wind up pitch, and that is hit and sent out to center field. And brought in out at center field, and that was Caitlin O'Neill. Not able to get it to drop in. So 2 outs, runner on first. Taylor Munger stepping up to bat now. Pitch is now delivered. That one stays high and outside. Sliding into second, and the throw is all the way out into center field, and she slides into third base. Double steal, so the tying run is now at third base. Taylor Munger still at bat. McGuire. Pitch on the way, and that one's low. So 2-0 is the count. Munger able to hold off because she's well ahead on the count now, 3-0. So she can pick and choose her next couple of pitches if she wants to, but if she sees the one she wants, she can go after it. That one is the walk, free base. As now the Bears have runners on the corners, and the pitcher, Tatum Macklin, is at bat. 2 outs, runners on first and third. We're at the bottom of the third inning. The Bears trailing by 1. It's 2-1. Wind up the pitch on the way, and that one off sight, so that is ball number 1. Next pitch being delivered, and that's outside for ball number 2. You can hear the crowd in the background. It's a great crowd here tonight. But, of course, they're really excited for the Blair Bears season coming up. So McGuire in the circle, having to make some adjustments. Now she's ready. The pitch on the way. And that is the second time Tatum Macklin has been hit by pitch. That loads the bases. She turned to try to get away from it and got her in the side, right in the ribs. The coach is checking to make sure she's okay. And it's like, yeah. Again, she got hit in the calf earlier, got hit in the ribs this time, and both times, thumbs up. That's, anyway, I won't say anything about soccer players, but anyway, so. How you doing today?
Well, volleyball kind of frazzled me a little bit.
Volleyball is frazzling some days.
I took about 1,000 pictures. I have absolutely no idea what I took a picture of. Legitimately, I don't know. So we'll see how it turns out.
So yeah, volleyball's been playing, but we're at softball right now, and then tomorrow we have the exhibition games for volleyball and football. So were you up at Takema, or were you in Fort Calhoun? Fort Calhoun, as they had Bennington there, right?
Plattsmouth and Bearsville.
Yep.
It was exciting if I knew what I was looking at.
So we have a 1-0. Bases are loaded. Pitch is low and inside. 2-0. So stepping into bat again is Reagan Blattert, a senior. All seniors have been playing so far for the Bears tonight. Again, they have something to prove as they played in Omaha 2 years ago and didn't quite make it last year. Low and off of the chest plate of the home plate umpire, so that would have gone all the way back to the base, back to the fence, and we would have had a run come in. So 3-0, and nobody, no place to be able to put it. So a walk will bring the tying run in. That one's called strike, but I can see why she sat there and pulled that one, because she didn't have to. She has a couple of throws to make sure that she can just pick and choose what she wants. 3-1. Wind up. Swing, and that goes straight down the third base line into the glove of the third base for the out. But what a great inning for both teams as they both battle out. So that puts us 3 complete. And the Blair Bears still trailing 2-1 as we continue on right here on bsdnlive.com. It was out. So because since the bag was touched and the out was counted, no play would have been able to come in. As we continue on with softball training right here on bsdnlive.com. Want to again say thank you to all the sponsors as I take a bit of a moment to take a drink. One of the things about softball is most fields, there's a bit of dirt out here, and it tends to fly around a bit. All of our computers need severe cleaning after these games. But we do want to say thank you to sponsors a part of the Blair Bear Activities Department, McInnes Roofing and Sheet Metal, Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson and Associates, Blair Eye Associates, WCB, ANG Refrigeration and Heating, and Woodhouse Auto Family, all making sure that we can bring you coverage and then helping the activities department for the Blair Bears all school year long. Well, we're back at the top of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 2-1. Lily Johnson stepping into the batting box for the Blue Devils, swinging a miss. Macklin with a nice throw right there. Swing, that one's right across the outside edge of the plate for the strike. So we have an 0-2 count right off the bat. Macklin looking for the strikeout. Blue Devils looking to come into Blair Bear territory and take over. Next pitch on the way is swing, and that goes down the first base line, and it is caught. All the way out right field, almost to the baseline. So that is the first out. 1 down. Zoe Bowles stepping in to bat for the Blue Devils. Macklin getting the call and the pitch on the way, and that one just a hair outside for ball 1. Wind up, next pitch being delivered, and swing, and that gets loped in, just out of the glove of the shortstop. A good dive out there. Great placement of that hit, so it drops into center for the base hit. Sidney Nelson is stepping up to bat for the Blue Devils with one out, runner on first. Caitlin O'Neill just laying out there, so that was great to watch. Swing, and that one gets sent right over. Fielder's choice over the second. The double play is in time. That is a highlight reel right there. The double play with the splits. So we will have to go back and pull that footage because that was a good one. We might have to put that one as a photo in just the facts because that was cool. All right, well, Blair Bear is able to save it, so no runs. There were 2 hits, no errors, but again, nobody left on base. Looks like, do we have any changes here? Nope. Blue Devils just getting warmed up, leading 2-1, bottom of the 4th inning. Blair Bears getting ready their bats. They want to be able to bring them and be able to take over again. I believe Kinley. Let's see. Not everybody has numbers on the front. I'm still learning everybody's names here. That goes all the way back to the backstop off the top of the glove. All right. So Amelia Hall at bat. 1-0 is the count. Pitch on the way, and that one is at the knees for the strike. One and one, nobody out. We're at the bottom of the 4th inning. Blue Devils leading 2-1 still. Next pitch, swing, and that is chipped out into center field. A nice base hit right there for Hall, leadoff batter. Now we bring up Knapp, Genesee Knapp, the junior for the Bears. The only junior actually been playing today. Everybody else has been seniors. Wind up the pitch, showing bunt, and that is a great bunt. Picked up by the pitcher. The thrower to first is in time, but the sacrifice does get the runner to second. So tying run now in scoring position. And we get another left-handed batter, Taya Templar, getting ready to bat now. We'll see if she goes ahead into the slapping mode or if she just holds back. One out, runner on first, second. That one's low for ball 1. Holding back, not slapping. So the 1-0, next pitch on the way, and that's called strike. Counts even at 1, 1-1. McGuire with a pitch, and that one goes high. 2-1. So 2-1 to Templar. I guess Templar's a junior as well. Swing, and that gets popped up over into right center field into the second baseman's glove for the out. So that's the second out. And that brings up Laney Brown. Laney Brown has been able to get some things done here tonight. So 2 outs, runner on second. Blair Bears trailing by 1. Wind up, and that pitch is crossed the center for the strike. Next pitch on the way, and that one's low. Gets all the way back to the backstop, so that does advance the runner to third base. So 1-1, 2 outs. Runner is threatening to tie it up at third. McGuire with the pitch, and that one's high and outside for ball number 2. 2-1. Playing under the lights tonight. I think the temperature's dropped into the upper 70s. Swing, and that is sent right out into all the way back to the fence. 1 run comes in and slides into second. RBI double right there for Laney Brown, able to make things happen and ties the game up at the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 outs. Mia McClain stepping into the batting box, another lefty. Wind up the pitch, slapping, but that one's low for ball 1. Runner on second. Again, Brown able to get a really nice hit. Get a double with an RBI double. Wind up, slap, and that is throw over to first is not in time. So that means the go-ahead run now on third. So runners on the corners with 2 outs, and coming up to bat is Caitlin O'Neill, shortstop. And with that, coach is coming out to talk to the infield for the Blue Devils. I want to remind you, as we have this little bit of a break, coming up tomorrow night, we have the Blair Community Schools Foundation Family Fun Night. And that is starting off, the doors open at 5 o'clock. That is at the high school. 5:30 volleyball scrimmage, and it's 7 o'clock football scrimmage. They'll also have cross country there, as well as cheer, dance, band, choir. It's all going to be displaying what's happening here for the Blair Bears. Free hot dogs by WCB, free hot popcorn from RVR Bank. We also want to say thank you to Taylor's as they bring free water, a couple of food trucks, bounce houses. The entire family is invited to come out to be a part of the Family Fun Night brought to us by the foundation. So again, it starts at doors open at 5 o'clock. Look forward to having everybody come out. The funds, all the proceeds from it go to pay for the athletics department. So stepping in, we have runners on the corners, 2 outs. Wind up the pitch, and that one is in hit by pitch. So that sends Caitlin O'Neill to load the bases. Taylor Munger now stepping up to bat with bases loaded and 2 out, tied at 2. Wind up the pitch, swing, and that is sent out to left center field, but grabbed, snagged out there by the center fielder, able to bring that one in. Good wheels on her, be able to reel it in and get the 3rd out, stranding runners on all bases. But 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, ties it all up at 2. between the Blair Bears and the Wayne Blue Devils as we go to the top of the fifth. And let's go ahead and say thank you to all the sponsors that are a part of the Blair Bears as we continue to bring the coverage right here on BSDN Live and 94.7 Blair Radio. Woodhouse Auto Family, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, WCB, Blair Eye Associates, Jackson Associates, Tax and Business Consultants, SEI Security Equipment Inc., RVR Bank, Great Plains Communications, and McInnes Roofing and Sheet Metal. Again, here we go. Top of the inning, top of the fifth. It's tied at 2. Blue Devils, they're going to be starting off with Ava Kessling, a junior, starting the leadoff batter for the top of the inning. Tatum Macklin continuing to pitch. It's a low-scoring game. That means the defense is, both teams doing a great job. Wind up the pitch, and that one just below the knees for the ball one. Wind up next pitch, and swing and a miss. 1-1. Macklin with the pitch and gets it past her again. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter, top of the fifth inning. Next pitch and swing, and she goes down swinging. So 1 up, 1 down, and that brings in Anna Duscher, a junior. Macklin gets the call, pitch on the way, and that is called strike on the outside edge of the plate. Good placement on that one. 0-1. Wind up next pitch, swing and miss, and that was a nice off-speed pitch. It really kind of threw her off on timing on that one. 0-2 with 1 out, nobody on base. Next pitch on the way and swinging. She goes down swinging. So 2 strikeouts in a row, top of the fifth inning, and that brings up Courtney Robert. Looks like Macklin is getting the groove of her pitching at this point. Getting into the call from the coach and settling in. Focusing in, wind up the pitch on the way, and that one is just a hair low. 1 ball, no strikes. 2 outs, nobody on base. Macklin with the pitch on the way, swing, and that one it's a shortstop. The throw over to first, plenty of time for the 3rd out. That is teamwork for you, and that wraps up. No runs, no hits, no errors. Leaves it tied at 2 as we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Blair Bears looking to get things rolling to be able to get the lead. Again, say thank you to sponsors as we continue on. You can see them in the upper left-hand corner of all of our activities that we cover. And we will be covering for the fall, softball, volleyball, football, and we'll give you updates on golf as well as cross country. It's hard because Dallas does not want to run with a cross country team carrying the camera. So for some reason, he said no on that one. And then we'll be able to bring you sub-districts, districts, and any state coverage as well. Again, thank you to sponsors like McInnes, Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson and Associates, Blair Eye Associates, WCB, Anchor Refrigeration and Heating, and Woodhouse Auto Family. Stepping up to leadoff bat is Tatum Macklin, who's been hit by pitch twice. 2 times at bat, 2 times hit by pitch. Let's see if she can avoid it this time. Otherwise, she might be called Tatum the Magnet, Macklin. And McGuire checking the call, getting ready. Pitch on the way, swing, and that gets popped up down the first base line and out of the hand, in and out of the hand of the second baseman. So Macklin able to get onto base for the third time up, third time on base. I believe this is Reagan Blatter at bat. Wind up pitch, and that one's called strike. Oh, 1, nobody out, runner on first. Go ahead, run on first. Wind up the pitch and swing and a miss, strike 2. Pitch on the way, swing, and that's chipped down and into left field for a base hit right in between third base and shortstop. So now with nobody out, runners on first and second, the Bears ended with bases loaded. They just weren't able to get the runner in without the out. But now we have Hall stepping up. Blattert and Macklin on base, first and second. Called strike. 0-1. Hall waiting for the pitch that she really wants right there. McGuire getting the call from the coach. Steps on the rubber. Pitch on the way. Swing, and that is up over the fence behind us. And for whom the bell tolls right there, as it, I think it struck some of the bleachers in the other field behind us. So 0-2 is the count. Wind up the pitch coming in. Swing, and that is dropped by the shortstop. But Macklin is forced out. Because the ball just kind of dropped right there next to the path of Macklin. Had no choice, had nowhere to go. 1 out, runners now on first and second. Pitch on the way, swing, and a miss. So Knapp with an 0-1 with 1 out. Next pitch, swing, and that's fouled straight back. 0-2. So how's that camera looking now? Making sure everything's good. Yep. Good view for everybody out there. Thank you for being a part of our broadcasts. Here comes the 0-2. Swing and a miss. 2 down, runners on first and second. And that brings up Templar. Left-handed batter stepping in. Filling in the back of the batting box. Giving a little bit of room so she can get some run. Showing bunt and fouls back. So 0-1 is the count. Wind up next pitch, and that one's high, 1-1. And strike number 2. Oh, 2. Or 1-2 is the count. And that brings us even at 2. 2-2. Again, runners on first and second. 2 outs. Tied at 2. Bottom of the 5th inning. Basically, whoever sneezes now. And a hit by pitch. That loads up the bases, and we have kind of the same scenario we had the bottom of the 4th inning. So that is the 4th hit by pitch for the Blair Bears. And I believe that brings out a conversation. Yes, coach is coming out to talk to the infield on how to handle this. Now, if this were baseball rules, it's the second meeting. That would mean they would be required to switch pitchers. But I don't believe we're in that rule at this point. McGuire staying in the rubber. So, there we go. McGuire with the windup. Pitch on the way, and that one's high and outside for ball number 1. Lanny Brown has made a couple of things happen. She's had a RBI double and RBI single. Now she has bases loaded, 2 outs. Next pitch, and that one's low for ball number 2. 2-0. The go-ahead run, just not 90 feet because this is softball, but you know what I'm saying. And that's ball number 3. So 3-0, 2 outs, bases loaded. A walk would put the Blair Bears ahead. So right now, Brown able to just hold back because she is 3-0. And that one gets in there for a called strike. 3-1. McGuire, and that one is the walk that puts the Bears ahead, 3-2. So with bases loaded, 1 run just walked in, 2 outs, and we have McLean stepping up, second baseman. Left-handed batter. Pitch on the way, and ball number 1. One 0 with 2 outs, bases loaded. Next pitch on the way, swing and snagged out of the air by third baseman. So Anna Dutcher is just able to grab that one and save any more damage, but the damage is done. The Bears ahead now 3-2 as we go to the top of the 6th inning. You're watching Blair Bears softball on BSDN Live at Blair Radio YouTube, 94.7 FM. I want to say thank you to all the sponsors, a part of everything that we do here with the Blair Bears, and the proceeds, a lot of the proceeds go straight to the activities department. So again, say thank you to them for that. I want to say thank you to Woodhouse Auto Family, ANG Refrigeration and Heating, WCB, Blair I Associates, Jackson Associates, Tax and Business Consultants, SCI Security Equipment, Inc., RVR Bank, Great Plains Communications, and McKinnis Roofing and Sheet Metal. Again, thank you. Can't do it without them, but we will always have all of our broadcasts free. You can watch them anytime you want. because of great partners like them. Again, this year we're able to go and not only do the home games, but sub-districts, districts, state. We're going to go the whole way with the teams right here for the Blair Bears. Leadoff batter for the Blue Devils is Avery Alber. And we have a different pitcher in the circle for the Bears. I'm trying to think, who is this? So it's either Parker Steven. So Macklin is no longer in the circle for the Bears. Done a great job keeping everything down. Pitch on the way, and that one's called strike. First strike right there, and that is actually Olivia Bacon in the circle. Sophomore stepping up, getting some experience. Wind up next pitch. Swing, and that is fouled straight into the fence. 0-2. Some good speed on that pitch right there. Wind up the pitch. Swing, and that is fouled. So staying alive. 0-2. As that keeps going into the other field behind us. Four-field complex here at the Blair Youth Sports Complex. Very similar to what we see at State. Swing, and wow, right through the glove. That was a nice hard hit by Abler, and in and out of the glove of Bacon as she had it, but it was just too hot to handle. So that's a base hit right there. McGuire, I believe, is up to bat for the Blue Devils with nobody out, runner on first. Showing bunt, and the bunt goes back foul. Got too far underneath that one, popped it back. So 0-1 is the count. So popping out from his swing, and that's fouled back. 0-2. Cool look at the sun right there for those of you watching the video. As it's popping out from underneath the clouds and fouled again. Very similar for the first round. So the count is 0-2. So McGuire battling to stay in this one. Pitch, and that one's high and outside. 1-2 is the count. Pitch swung on, and that is sent out, and it gets all the way to the fence. And to this, it's a double, putting runners at second and third. The throw to third was really close on time, just a hair late. So 2 up and 2 on for the Blue Devils, top of the 6th inning. Tied at 2, nobody out, runners on first and second and third. Called strike right there as we see Lily Goebbels stepping into the bag. Getting the first couple of strikes has not been an issue here for Bacon. That one's low. Good job, Knapp, staying in front of that one, making sure it doesn't get away. 1-1. Next pitch on the way inside. 2-1. So the tying run at third, go-ahead run on second for the Blue Devils. Blair Bears looking to stop this one. Swing, and that's sent out and snagged. The throw coming home, and it is not in time. Ties it up. So the third base rolls in for the score. Second base stays put. 1 out, and it's a tied game again. So coach is coming over, having a conversation. I think what she's making sure is that the base was tagged before the runner came in. If not, they were going to go tag that base. Aggressive play right now by the Blue Devils, ties it up at 3. Runner on second, 1 out. Lily Johnson at bat. Pitch on the way, and that one's high and outside for ball 1. Wayne here at Blair today on the 22nd on Saturday at the Wayne tournament. Pitch goes over right to the glove of first base. The throw over to third is not in time, but nice aggressive play. 2 outs, runner on third. So the go-ahead run now at third base, 2 outs. And stepping up to bat is Zoe Bowles. Pitch on the way, that's inside, gets away. Throw comes in and able to get in underneath the glove for the run. So 1-0 is going to be the count. And the bases are cleared with 2 outs. So 1-0. Pitch on the way, swing, and that gets fouled back, 1-1. Wind up pitch and swing, and that goes out into shallow left field, and that is reeled in for the out. But not without the 2 runs coming in to put the Blue Devils ahead 4-3 as 5.5 innings are complete. Again, want to let everybody know that tomorrow night, Blair Bear School Foundation is presenting the Family Fun Night, and everybody's invited to come on out to be a part of this. We'll be there, as well as WCB bringing you free hot dogs, RVR Bank with free popcorn, Taylor's with free water. There'll be a couple of food trucks, bounce houses, the band, the choir, the cross-country team, cheer, dance, and then 5:30 is when the volleyball scrimmage starts, and 7 o'clock is football scrimmage. All proceeds from that go into the athletic department. So again, it's a great night. Bottom of the 6th inning, Blair Bears looking to make this right, sending Caitlin O'Neill to the bat. Sun is set, so now we can actually see everything. Playing under the lights at the Blair Youth Sports Complex. Pitch on the way and hit by pitch. That's the 5th hit by pitch for the evening. And that puts Caitlin O'Neill on first base. Taylor Munger stepping up to bat. Wind up the pitch, and that one's low. 1-0 is the count with nobody out, runner on first. Next pitch delivered, and that one's low as well. 2-0. McGuire back in the circle, wind up the pitch and swing, and that gets loped right into center field. Gets past the center field, almost to the fence. Round the corner, coming past third and in for the tying run. Caitlin O'Neill gets the run, and that was Munger with the RBI double. Ties it up at 4, bottom of the 6th inning. Nobody out, and now it looks like we have we must have some change coming because we have Fangmeyer talking with the official, bringing some paperwork out. So we have a courtesy runner going out to second base, and that is Ava Wacker is going to be running. So Munger coming out and Wacker going to run. And Tatum Macklin at bat. Hoping not to get hit. Swing, and that goes rolling down the first base line and not able to be picked up. So Macklin on bag every time she's been up to bat, hit by pitch 3 times. Twice, and then on the bag twice because of, well, finesse. So that puts runners on the corners with nobody out. Now the head coach, Kylie Kosh, for the Blue Devils coming in to talk to the home plate umpire. Not liking what she sees there, so. Trying to get a ruling, but one of those things that every coach tries, but 99.999% of the chance you're never going to overturn what the officials have to say. That's why they get paid the big bucks, though, so they can take it on. Reagan Blattert is at bat with nobody out, runners on the corners. Tied at 4, bottom of the 6th inning. Wind up the pitch, swing, and that one is picked up by shortstop. The throw over to second. The fielder's choice gets the out at second. But the run does come in, and so that puts the Bears ahead 5-4. So 1 out. And a lot of conversations by the coach to the officials today. So at this point in time, we're waiting as both officials are having a conversation regarding a concern that Kylie Koch has brought up. The infield is gathered around the pitcher as McGuire has been continuing to pitch for the Blue Devils. Now, the people who know the rule books the best are the officials. They are going to know exactly every detail of that book. But everybody sometimes can get things. Oh. So, with a conversation, what they're saying, I think, happened is when Bladder came to first, she turned the wrong direction and was stepped out. So what they're saying is when she came across first base, instead of turning to the right for the safe, she turned to the left and was actually being able to be tagged out. We'll have to go back and watch that film to see exactly what the conversation was. But that is exactly the conversation they're having, is which way did she turn? Did she turn the correct way or did she not turn the correct way once getting past the bag? And so that is a conversation the Blue Devils did win. So that puts 2 outs, but the Bears still ahead 5-4. First pitch in there called strike. So Hall with the 0-1, 2 outs, nobody on base. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bears ahead 5-4. Swing, and that one's fouled. That one hit the light pole and came back at the crowd. Everybody duck. So 0-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. Wind up the pitch, and that one stays high. 1-2 is the count. Hall behind on the count to wind up the pitch. Swings and able to loop that into left field for the base hit. Hall able to get on, and that brings up, so that looks like Hadley Schuth is stepping up to bat as they're doing a change in lineup for the Blair Bears.
Hey, we just need one, girls. Let's go.
So Schuth stepping in for Knapp. Getting into the bag, and to McGuire still at pitching. Wind up the pitch, and that one's outside for the ball 1. Wind up next pitch, and that one is low as well. 2-0. That one's across the elbows for a strike. 2-1 with 2 outs, runner on first for the Bears. Bottom of the 6th inning, Bears leading 5-4. Battled back as they trailed most of it. Swing, and that's fouled. Counts even at 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here comes the 2-2 strike, out. Stranding a runner on first. But the Bears did what they needed to do, get the lead run going to the top of the 7th inning. So if the Blair Bears are able to get 3 outs without any runs, the game is over. Again, we want to say thank you to all the sponsors who make all of our broadcasts possible and help support the athletics right here for the Blair Bears. McInnes, again, want to say thank you to them, as well as Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment Inc., Texan Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson & Associates, Blair Eye Associates, WCB, A&G Refrigeration and Heating, and Woodhouse Auto Family. Blair Bears go on the road tomorrow for a 2-day tournament as they are traveling to the Bellevue East Invitational. First game that they will play tomorrow is at noon versus Millard West. Then it's going to be a double elimination to see how they play getting into Saturday as the Invitational continues on. For the Wayne Blue Devils, they will be hosting the Wayne Tournament coming up on Saturday, and I believe Fort Calhoun is going to be heading up that way. Stepping up to bat, leadoff batter is Sidney Nelson for the Blue Devils. A little bit of substitution going on. As the Blue Devils, they have 3 outs to be able to tie to keep the game going. Pitch on the way, and that's high and outside for ball 1. Wind up next pitch, and that's high for ball 2. So Bacon, good velocity, just not able to pull it into the frame. Pitch, and that one's low. Overcompensated. 3-0. Next pitch, inside the corner for the strike, 3-1. So Bacon looking to try to get a full count right now, or make her swing on something. Full team right behind her. Gets in there. Now it is the full count. That's what they were looking for. So the payoff pitch for the leadoff batter is coming up. It's on its way. Swing, and that is down the first base line and tagged out. So Reagan Blattard able to step up, grab that, and get the out. Stepping up to bat is Addie Hayes, freshman, stepping in for the Blue Devils. First pitch on the way, and that one's called strike 1. Next pitch in there for strike number 2. Bacon throwing some pretty good velocity today. Just making sure that it stays in the strike zone. So 0-2 with one out, nobody on base. Next pitch, and that one's high and outside. And yeah, they're right there. That was Knapp having to really stretch to grab that one. Nobody on bag, but it's good habit to be in. Pitch coming in, that one's low. Counts even at 2. Pitch, swing, and that is chipped over. Second base throw over to first is in time. 2 up, 2 down. And coming up to bat is Anna Duscher for the Blue Devils. So the last out potential for the game right here. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 1. That's 0-1. Next pitch, swing and foul back, strike 2. 0-2 with 2 out, nobody on base. So Bacon getting the call, focusing in on the bag of the pitch on the way, swing, and that is fouled. Keeps the count 0-2. Down to the last strike on the way, swing, and that's foul down the third base line. Staying alive for the Blue Devils. Duscher's being able just to keep things going. But down 0-2 with 2 outs. Wind up the pitch, swing and a miss, and that is the game. Blair Bears win it 5-4, the home opening game against the Blue Devils. Blue Devils did have the lead for quite a few innings of the game, 2-1. But the Bears able to piece it together and pull off the win. Again, tomorrow, the Blair Bears will be headed to the first day of the Bellevue East Invitational as they face off against Millard West at noon. Games continue into Saturday for the Blair Bear softball team. Saturday, Wayne State, they host a tournament. And so I believe that Fort Calhoun will be heading up that way. And so we'll see all about that. Don't forget, coming up tomorrow night, it is a family fun night brought to us by the Blair Community Schools Foundation. And doors open at 5 o'clock, as well as a volleyball scrimmage at 5:30, football scrimmage at 7. There'll be cross country. We'll be putting on a run, as well as dance, cheer, choir, band. It's all going to be there. Thank you to sponsors for bringing us our broadcasts and helping support the Blair Bear activities. McInnes Roofing, Great Plains Communications, RVR Bank, SEI Security Equipment, Inc., Tax and Business Consultants, Jackson & Jackson Associates, Blair I Associates, WCB, ANG Refrigeration and Heating, and Woodhouse Auto Family. Well, until tomorrow night when we will be live at the Family Fun Night, you guys have a great night. Enjoy a beautiful sunset and beautiful weather. We'll see you next time right here on BSDN Live and 94.7 FM, BlairRadio.com.